So on today's session, we are going to discuss regarding this how to send notifications. So previous session we have seen some flow types and all, and service level agreement and some other scenarios. So in today's scenario, we are going to first understand how to send notifications in application. So basically, notifications are nothing but see, you will keep on receiving some notifications, right? If you open some email account, suppose if you open some bank account or something, so you'll keep on getting some notifications. Suppose if you apply for some policy or anything like vehicle insurance or life insurance or something, so we'll get some email notifications regarding the policy payment date. So renewal payments are there, you'll get some notifications like that. See, notifications in different applications, different ways you'll be getting. So if you purchase anything on any Amazon, so you'll receive a notification with the order information, and after order is delivered, you'll receive a notification that order has been delivered. Like that. See, any web application, they are going to configure some notifications, and how to do that we are going to understand today. See, these notifications in application through activity and through some flow shape we can configure, but along with that some additional rules also we need to define, and what are those we are going to understand. But in personal edition from 8.2 version, we cannot execute these notifications. The Gmail server or any other email account server, it will not support in personal edition, but we'll understand how to configure them. Okay, so directly execution only up to 8.1 version only it is possible, but in present version I cannot execute this data, but I can configure, and I'll show you how to do the same thing in the real time. Okay, so in order to do this, we are going to use this activity called send email notification activity. So in this, we need to configure some parameters, and in the background it will perform some action. Okay, so what are the from details to details and what is the message and all we need to configure. So after that, this will take care and it will configure the notifications. Okay, and in notification there are other ways also we'll be having through agents also will configure notifications, that you'll get in some after 1 2 sessions you'll get. See, first thing is there are some other rules we have to configure before you add this activity. So there is some rule called DSS. So using this we can configure the from address. See, any notification you receive, you'll be getting from some email ID. Suppose if it is a bank or anything, so from address will be there. Like if you receive from any online web store or something, so from that from account you are going to receive the notification. So to configure the from details, we are going to use this DSS, dynamic system settings. So the purpose is here global constant values in application if want to configure, and when sending notifications through activity, so using this we have to configure. Okay, and there are some other rules like correspondence and fragments. So using these two rules, we are going to configure the templates. See, in any notification message we define, some template will be there, and the template and all if you want to configure, fragment and correspondence rules will be using, and then one API will be there. That API name is send email notification. So all these parameters we have to configure in the API, that is on predefined activity we have to configure. Okay, so that is the thing we are going to understand. And first thing is in dynamic system setting, it's a sysadmin rule. And after defining these parameters, there is some values we are going to assign. And these values finally we need to map it in the activity. Some advanced functions will be using this one. There is expression builder in activity also, right? So in activity, these function values what are we added, we need to finally map it in the function called get data system settings, that I'll show you, don't worry, how to map after defining the values. So we have to finally use them in the expression builder. There is a function called get data system settings, so under that we have to configure. See, using this we are going to configure from address like email ID, password, then some host details and all will be there. So all those things we can configure using DSS rule. And the other one is these correspondence and all. In these fragment and correspondence, two rules are there. Fragment is nothing but any reusable messages. Suppose See, generally in every notification from some account, if you receive any notifications, the from address and greetings part will be common in all the messages. So like greetings means in the starting of notification they'll give like your first name or something will be populated, or in the bottom you'll get some regards like a signature will be there. So that part and all will be common in every notification message from one organization. If they send, it is common for all notifications. So any reusable messages are there, only once we will define and we can reuse in the correspondence rule. We can reuse. So fragments are nothing but any reusable messages if we want to define, we can add using this. And finally we need to use in a rule called correspondence. So in correspondence, fragments we can call, and other correspondences also you can call if required. Okay, how to define that also we'll see. And in this requirement is, so don't we cannot execute in the personal edition, but I'll configure all these steps how to do in the real time. Also process is same, only thing is execution it will not work in the personal edition. So the requirement is I want to send a configure notification for the address assignment. See, there once this shipping information is submitted, so they should send one email that shipping address details. They should add it in the email body automatically. So how it will be added, will configure. After that, in the subject, every message we will receive notification message, some subject will be there. That subject I want to configure manually, and I want to greet the customer with first name details. See, every time nobody will type it manually, right? Already the parameters will be configured accordingly. And if you receive any notification, means you already a registered customer only will receive the notification. So if you are registered customer for some application, so then you will receive the notification. Then they'll have your details like your first name, all the contact information will be available with them. Your email IDs will be available with them. So if you register, suppose if you apply any bank account, you'll provide all the information, right? Like that. So any application you'll register your details, and based on that only it will collect all your first name, email ID, everything it is going to collect. And here greetings and signature should be reusable in other correspondences. So using fragment rule I'm going to define that. And here from email ID, password and host name and all we are going to define using DSS. And to address will take from the registration details. Okay. So like that, for any page, UI page, if you want to configure notifications, I'm going to show one example, and this we have to finally map all these parameters in activity. Some predefined activity is there, in that activity we have to map. Okay, so let's see step by step, you'll understand at the end. So once I connect all these steps, you'll be easily understanding this. See, first of all, start with the DSS rule. See, in this we are going to configure the from parameters. We are going to configure. See, in my system I'll give some test IDs. In your application in the real time is what email ID, what password and all. So you'll get the information accordingly you need to fill the details. In your personal edition you can give your own email ID and password. So it's a sysadmin rule. If you go to sysadmin category, so you'll have an option here from password and host name. These three are mandatory. So all these three I'm going to configure using DSS. Okay, first of all, provide some name, and it will ask for the rule set name. See, in your application, your rule set name is. So if you don't know, your division name will be a rule set name. So copy the same division name as a rule set name. That is same as your division name. So click on open. Okay, in your application, give your own email IDs. Okay, here I'm just giving some test ID. In the real time, they'll be giving their own email account IDs. So in this place, you can provide your email IDs, and like that, we need to add two other rules. Again, go to sysadmin. dynamic system settings. So this time I want to add password. See, this is not a valid, but in the real time we'll be adding a valid email ID and valid password. So save it. Now next step is SMTP host name. So that is mandatory. See what are the email account type and all, based on that these SMTP host names will be given. So any doubt is there, you can check it in the Google for the any email account if you're using. Accordingly you'll get these pattern and all. See if it is a Gmail account, smtp.gmail.com. If it is a Yahoo, means smtp.mail.yahoo.com. So if you're using any other accounts, means accordingly you can check it in the Google. What is SMTP hostname for Hotmail? So like that you can check it in the Google. So here I have taken Gmail, right? So I'm giving smtp.gmail.com. So first of all, like that we'll define the constant values, but again these values using API we have to configure. Inside the API under some advanced function you have to configure again these things. Then only it will work. Now next thing is I want to define the templates. See some correspondence templates and all if I want to define. So fragment and correspondence rules will be using. See fragment rules and all reusable rules. So here two reusable rules I'm going to define, one for the greetings and other one for the signature. See fragment or correspondence come under process category. See open this correspondence fragment. Okay, greeting fragment. See here, types will be four types are there, but always will be using email. Some fax, post, and phone text will be there. So mostly we don't use that. So type is email. Click on open. See here, I'm going to use this user defined property. So I need to define this work layer name and PY work page. So in your application, what is the work layer name? Give that, and page name is PY work page. And after this, go to stream tab. See here, when you draft any message template, so you'll get all the parameters like how you draft a mail and all. So similarly, many parameters you'll be getting: font sizes, alignment, bold, italic, underline, images, tables. So some formats. Again, you can copy from Word, Notepad, and anything. Then some paint, sources, and all you can configure. Some spell check. So these are all underline, background, so sorry, text color, background color, alignments and all. So and apart from the pega level you'll be having two options: insert property, insert rule. See in insert rule you'll be getting two things like a paragraph and section you can call using insert rule in the fragment. And insert property means you have to choose the property. Here in this requirement I want to add the greetings, so I'm giving like something like a dear. And here first name property we have to assign. So click on insert property. See here PA work page dot F name. So you'll get in the drop down, just you have to select that. So now click on save. So automatically it will take the first name of the customer based on the registered information. So like that, these greetings and all in every other notification we can reuse. No need to define again and again. How to reuse I'll tell you. Similarly, create one more fragment rule, add one more fragment. Okay, in this, I want to add some signature thing. Okay, just add something, and so this I want to add as a signature. So in every notification, this will be. One second. Okay, so now I want to create a correspondence. See, fragments, if you're creating means compulsory, we need to call it in the main correspondence. So open this correspondence rule. So in that, we are also going to add some other things. Fragments, if you define compulsory, we need to call it in the correspondence rule. So type is email. So we need to click on open. Okay, here I'm going to load the section. See, here in this, we are going to call the shipping section. So I'm going to add this work layer name, PY work page. See, starting in this, I want to call these greetings. So for this, we have to click on insert rule. See, in correspondence insert rule, you'll get the other things like, see, in fragment means only we can load paragraphs and sections, but in correspondence, we can also load other fragments and other correspondences we can load. So you'll be getting four options in this, but in fragment, only two options you'll be getting, paragraph and section. But here, additionally, in correspondence, other correspondences and other fragments we can call. So now we are calling the fragment rule, which is, okay, here if you want to include the page, you can include, not mandatory, but if you want to include your page, you can add. Then below this, I want to add a message. See, below this, I want to load this shipping section. So click on this insert rule again. See, in the real time, they can set that section, individual section is the red shipping section. You can set it as a read only field. All the fields, individual fields, you can set it as a read only, but in the present version, not required. So use the shipping section and include the page, PY work page. That is under work layer, and work layer reference page is PY work page. And below that, I want to call the signature I want to add. So again, click on this insert rule, choose fragment. Okay, here page not required. So like that, you can save the template. Like that, any messages, if you want to configure notification messages, like that, you can configure the templates. Now, next step is, so we have to configure all these in API. One predefined API is there, send email notification. Actually, see, in that API only all the parameters which we are going to use. So all the parameters are there under that API. See, I'll show one process. So try to type this in the search option, type send email notification. In your application you have to type it manually. So type send email notification name in the search option, click on search. See, this is the predefined activity we are going to use to configure parameters. See, why I'm going to use this API means, see, in this API we have all the required parameters. Okay, you're having all the required parameters. So what I'm going to use means, I'm going to use save as option. See, this is predefined API which again we are going to use in our activity, but in this we need all the parameters which we have in this API. See, in this many are there, some 6 to 7 parameters are required in our example, which we are going to work. See, open this one, use save as option. Okay, but update the rule name and update the class name. So we need to update the rule name, and also we have to define this under work layer. See, we are creating user defined activity only, but we are reusing the parameters from that activity. So give the work layer name and click on open. See, in this one default step will be there. Pega APIs contain some predefined coding, right? So delete that step and we are going to add our own methods. Okay? So in this requirement, one thing is why we use it save as means, in order to, without defining parameters manually, so directly we can now reuse the parameters. Okay? Now the thing is here, what are the main parameters we are going to fill is to, from, subject, message, password, host name, and whenever we configure notification like use SSL, so there are some again parameters like use SSL. So like that, some 3 4 parameters will be there. Use SSL, HTML message. So all those things we have to choose in our property set option. So here use the method name property set. No need to define step page. So one by one we need to fill the parameters. So first one, I'm giving these DSS things. So param dot from. See, if I want to now assign those DSS values, so using some advanced function we have to configure. See, open these settings to open that expression builder. So you need to remember the function called get data system setting. This is the function in order to map these DSS values. See, with the same name, two functions will be there, but one will be having 2 parameters and one will have 3 parameters. See, in our scenario already value is given. So when value is given, you need to go for the first one which contains 2 parameters. Okay, rule set name and setting name. So other one, if value is not given means, then we need to use the other function. Okay? So same name function will be same, but parameters will be different in these two. So I'm using the function with only 2 parameters. And here first we need to provide the rule set name. So in my application it is alpha auto, but in your application accordingly you have to provide the value, rule set name value. Another one is, in my system I have taken, in my application I have taken from email. See, these names must be case sensitive, your rule set name and this setting name. Setting name is DSS name. So DSS name I have given as from email. So that we have to provide here. And internally, if you click on the test button, so it will load the value automatically. So email ID value we have given, right? So that should load automatically here. Now click on submit button. Control minus, if you click, you can see the button here. So click on the submit button. Now like that we need to map the other 2 parameters. See, other 2 DSS are param dot password. See, now without opening the complete function, one thing we can do easily is, so same function, right? Only thing we need to update is this setting value we have to update. So I'm giving the value directly. So directly you give the password, copy the function, same function, only change the value here, setting value you have to change. So like that. Other one is SMTP So here also in my application I have taken SMTP host as the name of DSS. In lowercase I have given completely in the same format you have to provide. Then only it will work. In the partial addition means even if you give wrong also no issue. But in the real time if you don't give case sensitive, it will not work. So give it exactly DSS name what you have given. So provide the same here. Then after that, what are the other things we need to configure is, see, you'll be having some, whenever we configure these notifications, some two additional things will be there, like HTML messages. Whenever we configure these messages using this activity rule, so you'll be having HTML message and use SSL. So those two are Boolean values or Boolean properties. So we have to use them. So those two things are param.html message. See, these two are this one and other one is param.useSSL. So whenever we configure notifications using activity, these two we have to use and set the values as true. For both, set the value as true. Then after that, what are the other things is, see, we have to configure the subject and to address. Okay, first I'm mapping to address. So param.to. See, to value and all it will take from the email ID property. So select primary dot email ID. Okay, so this is the property where email ID value will be taken from this. And subject, see, subject I'm giving review customer information, sorry, review shipping information. See, here in the subject box I'm also going to include the work ID value. So work ID value will be unique, right? Here I'm taking my PYD value here. So select primary dot, if you go to more options, select PYD. So that in the subject it will, every subject it will also include the work ID value. Okay. Then after this, so we need to use this, see, not to call your notification correspondence templates if want to call in activity, we'll be using the method property set core. See, to call the correspondence messages, the, see, now fragment is already given in the correspondence. So only thing is now in activity, using this method property set core, we need to call the correspondence name. So here parameter is param.message and the correspondence stream name is your correspondence and type is email. So fill the parameters. Then the main API we are going to use in this is, see, to send notifications, the API name is, so using this instruction call, name is send email notification. Click on down arrow, go to more. See, but in this scenario, see, already what are the parameters we assigned in the last two steps? The same parameters will be there in this API. Again, no need to fill them again. See, even though it is showing mandatory, see, in the previous two methods, we already defined all the required parameters. So what we have to do means pass current parameter page. What is this option means? We can copy parameter values from one activity to other activity. See, this is predefined activity and these are steps from user defined activity. Now already all the parameters are assigned, right? So only thing is select the checkbox so that without defining them manually, so we can pass parameters from one activity to other activity. Now save this one. So like that we'll define the, so what are the parameters we define, DSS correspondence and everything. And finally we need to save this activity. So you can see in this scenario I want to apply this notification for the address flow action I want to call. So what you need to do means address UI we are going to apply this notification. Open address flow action. See, in the action tab under post processing we need to call. See, but it is in version 1, so use save as option. click on open. Now in action tab, we have to call it in the post processing, because after giving input and submitting only it is going to perform that action. And save the flag action details. So what happens means in the backend, see here in the see in personal edition, these notifications and all wherever required it will not be working, but in the real time what happens means when any user submit the data or any address information is submitted, they will receive a notification. See this thing and all, if you in the real time when application is live, so any person who is going to so submit the address information, so they will get a notification like this. Okay, this one it worked in previous personal editions. So just I'm showing my old email. See, you'll be getting like this. So review shipping information and some work ID details you'll get as the work ID. And here in the first name, whatever the details are given, it will get the first name, it will take automatically some message, and below that you'll get the shipping information details. But in the real time, we have to set all the fields as read only fields. Okay. So like that in the bottom you'll get the signature and all. So like that any notification you configure, so they are going to configure using these. This is one way to configure. So through activity rule. Okay. So but in personal edition I cannot test because personal edition server will not support this encryption. From 8.1 it is not supporting. So don't worry, just know the process how to configure them. Okay. And there is another way is there to send the notifications using a shape called send email smart shape. And if you want to send notification using send email smart shape, we'll be using one configuration through integrations widget. Okay, so this previously through activity when I configure notifications, so the details and all the from details I configured through DSS, but if I want to send notifications using that shape flow shape and all, so I need to configure using these outbound email widget. Okay, that also know the process. The see any notification option in personal edition is not working, but that also we will know how to configure the parameters. Okay. So the other way to send the notification is so send email smart shape, and in that so any from address configuration if you want to define, so through outbound widget or there is integration resources. Two options are there, either using outbound email account widget or else using integration resources. Both process is same only, any one we can use. So the thing is, other thing is here in this when you configure, so previously in DSS password is visible, but in this scenario password is secure. Okay, compared to that, this is best practice from 7 version. This is introduced. So this is why better than the previous. See previous option also you can use, but in this one additional advantage is so password is not visible. Okay, so, but after you configure, this is a one-time setup. That outbound email is a from details and all only once we are going to do this, right? And to whomever they send notifications using the send email, so automatically it will collect the from details from the outbound email widget or integration resource email account. Okay. So for this, see in the in old versions, me this is required, not required in the present version because anyway it will not work in the present version. Anyway, don't worry, this step is not required. Okay, only in the previous personal edition it will be working. So that's the reason it is required, but not required in the present versions. In this personal edition, it will not work anyway now. See, but how to configure the steps we'll understand. See, go to this configure menu. See from address details using DSS how I configured. This is some different approach. Okay. So for this, go to integration, email, email accounts. Okay, here you need to click on this option create account. So I'm giving some name. So here what type of provider you are going to choose. So Gmail is the account provider I'm going to select. So select Gmail, Google Gmail, or any other email account is there in the real time, they need to choose that. So here select the SMTP as the sender port, and we need to fill the parameters. So here email address. So in the real time, what is your email ID? So you have to provide that. So here display name. Again, user ID is again your email ID. In the real time, what is the ID details they will be providing. So give the password. So here password is not visible. And here other thing is some connection port information we have to assign. Host name it will configure, but see when you add the connection using this, see by default it will take without SMTPS. But here if you want to configure this wizard option, see using SMTPS you have to configure, and that numbers and all you can again verify in the Google. See using SMTPS means the port number must be updated to 465 for Gmail account. If it is some other account in the real time, accordingly you have to provide the details. So using SMTPS means 465. Then open these advanced settings. Okay, I think no need to change any. So receiver information and all, we need to choose IMAP. So choose the receiver information as IMAP and enable this checkbox. See, we don't get the sender details and all. See, receiver information also. See, sender information we are going to configure is to whom the receiver, the that is to whom we are going to send the notification. So we don't have any idea. System will take automatically those information. So only thing is we need to enable this checkbox. It should not be empty. Enable use sender ID and password in the receiver data by default, and accordingly in the during sending the notifications, it will automatically take the exact details it is going to take, to whom it is going to send the notifications. So after configuring these parameters, so just click on submit. So this is the process to configure notifications. So don't worry, in the personal edition you'll get failed, but in the real time when you do this, you'll be getting the success message. Even if you give correct details in your application, in personal edition you'll be getting as fail. But this screenshot is from 8.1 version. In previous versions up to 8.1 and before versions, it will work in personal edition also, but in the present encryption is not supporting. So to send these notifications and to configure these notifications in personal edition according to the Gmail standards and all. So now in personal edition, if you get failure also, don't worry, that process is same. Okay, now I want to show you where to configure these after you DSS is see, like DSS we configure this outbound email. In the last example means through activity. DSS if you configure means through activity we need to map, but through outbound email if you configure through inside a flow, you can configure them. Suppose open any existing flow or open any new flow. So here I'm going to open some existing flow, customer search flow. See for which assignment you want to send. After that assignment, so use save as option. See for which assignment we send the notification. After that assignment, we need to use the shape called send email. This is some smart shape or automation shape. So when you right click on this, go to automations, select this send email. So connect this, and we need to fill the parameters. So double click on send email. And see here, by default you'll get email address, but they'll never hard code the two address. Nobody will have that information. So here you need to choose field option, and here you need to provide the, see, email ID property you have to assign. And already we have these notifications subject, give it manually. in the real time whatever is required. So they'll enter the subject. And here message and all, we'll never define any custom message for any notification. Always we'll prefer correspondence only. So choose correspondence. Already the old one is there. I'm just using that one. That is the previous one is there, right? So just adding the correspondence, because anytime again if you want to define the correspondence template using fragment and correspondence, we need to configure. Now click on submit. So like that we can configure the notifications using send email smart shape. Okay. And apart from that, here other thing is, see, whenever we configure these outbound email, there is one more option is there apart from widget option. If you go to integration resources, there are also same options. One difference I'll tell you. And here the rule name is email account. So whatever I configured using widget earlier, same thing through this email account rule also you can configure. See here also in widget earlier, what are the parameters we have? Similar parameters only will be having. But one thing is when you are using these connection information, see through integration resources email account means without using SMTPS only we are going to configure. But using widget means updated the port number and we need to enable using SMTPS. But resources and all without using SMTPS only to allow. Okay, that is one difference. Through widget means using SMTPS we need to configure. Without using widget means that is in integration resources email account means without using SMTPS also you can create the connection. So that is only change. The remaining and all other parameters are same ways. Okay? So like using these also they can configure any outbound email widget. So like that. So through these two options mostly will send the notification. In the coming class there is one more option called work parties. In assignment settings there is other options will be there. I'll discuss later. Okay. So there is some option called work parties. Through work parties also we used to send notifications, and what is that work parties and all in next classes I'll show you. Okay. Now, so these are the two different projects where you can send the notifications in application. Okay. So the next topic is, but one thing is in the present version if